Joining me in studio now is Mr. Brian Altooni. He's the Chief Operating Officer of Platinum Studios. Their stock symbol's PDOS. Brian, it's been a while.
It has been, Don. Yeah, good to be back.
Now, I know that we have talked about a lot of different things that have happened with the company here as of late. The pending start of production of Cowboys and Aliens, right. The pending release sometime in 2010 of Dead of Night. Right. I know there's a lot more things that have happened since our last conversation. Why don't you fill us in?
Right, sure. Well, as we've talked about, Platinum Studios has a very large library of comic material. We've been exploiting in the areas of media, all forms, film, television, and over the last 6 to 8 months, we've really narrowed our focus to, initially we kind of came out and we're looking at doing a much more broad distribution opportunity, looking at merchandise and licensing, looking at mobile, looking at online, looking at all these areas of distribution, really more along the lines of a Disney model. But we found that the capital required to really make a dent in those businesses is pretty significant. And so, our perspective is, let's narrow our focus a bit. Focus on the film and television projects that we've got going, working, and really the last 6 to 8 months we've had more activity than we've had in the history of the company. So, and partially it's because it comes on the heels of the Dead of Night production. Cowboys and Aliens definitely catching some heat. I'll tell you about that in a second. And so, we've taken a lot of meetings lately. We've pushed a lot of projects in development. We just announced a deal with Fox 21 for Indestructible Man. We have another project at Fox 21. We'll probably be making an announcement about next week. So, television projects are really starting to take some hold. Folks are looking at our library as since it crosses all genres, as really a source of material that they can exploit for a number of different opportunities. So it's been a very, very, very active development process for us for the last 6 to 8 months. A lot of activity.
Well, now we saw not very long ago, like in the last 6 to 8 weeks, where Disney came in and bought Marvel for $4 billion. Right. That kind of leaves Platinum Studios as the biggest independent comic book library out there. I mean, right. That's got to put stars in your eyes. Yeah,
no, it really does. And for us, again, there couldn't have been any better market validation for what we're up to than that acquisition, $4 billion for Marvel. And I think first of all, I think it's great. It's it was a premium, I think, that Disney paid for Marvel. And at the end of the day, when they look at the rights that Marvel's where Marvel's characters are, a lot of them, the majority of their well-known characters are already committed to other places. So Disney's going to have to dig in a little deeper into Marvel's library and to find material that hasn't really been properly exploited. Right. The best part for Disney is that it gives them an opportunity to go after the sort of the younger male set, whereas they've got the young female set locked up, but right. The younger male set. But those characters are not very well known. So when you look at that relative to Platinum's characters, and again, a lot of folks say, well, Platinum's characters aren't that well known either in the States. We're really on par. Yet our market valuations are. Right. There's a pretty distinct difference between the two. Again, not that Platinum's worth $4 billion, but it's in my opinion, obviously it's worth a lot more than where the market's validating us at the moment.
Well, there's no question, because your value is always based on perception. Right. And perception, I'm sure, rose dramatically in the wake of that acquisition by Disney.
Absolutely. And I think that 2010 is going to be a very significant year for Platinum. As you said, we found out this week that pre-production offices are being set up for Cowboys and Alien. We know that production offices, it looks like, are going to be set up in Louisiana. So some portion of the film is going to be in Louisiana, which is great for us. We just shot Dead of Night in Louisiana. Right. We love that town. The folks are embracing the entertainment industry. The tax credits, obviously, are very advantageous to us. They've got a deep set of crew that can be accessed. So that's going to be great for that economy. And it's going to be great for the film if indeed that goes through. Pre-production offices are being set up in West Los Angeles. We have one of our offices now there with Kurtzman Orsi, the producing team. So that is definitely progressing along. There's been a notice on IMDb that Chuck Norris has been added to the project. I don't have confirmation of that yet, but it's a nice addition. We work with.
We'll know right away because Chuck will be the boss.
Yes, right. And the jokes about Chuck Norris, he doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
That's right.
But we worked with his son Eric on Dead of Night. He was our stunt coordinator,
okay.
and he is a fantastic talent. So, it'd be great to have that, to be in business with a family. It's a nice coincidence. And the Dead of Night is really progressing very well. We've got another cut of the film, and we're making some final tweaks, some final enhancements. It's looking better and better and better. The release date, we're still targeting for early 2010, but
okay.
We don't have the distributor's not on board yet, but it's coming out soon. But once that movie gets released and Cowboys and Aliens goes into pre-production, and the TV projects that we've got in development right now, 2010 is going to be a very big year for Platinum Studios.
Now, when you walk into a movie theater these days, it's not unusual here late October, early November to see a trailer for a movie that's coming out next summer, even next fall, even next season, Christmas season 2010. I would have to think that we're very, very close to maybe seeing a Dead of Night trailer in a theater.
We're working on it now. We're working on it right now. And in fact, there's an Italian comic festival coming up in November that we're going to try to do some nice big presents at. We've been talking about releasing the film initially in Italy because it's Dylan Dog's based on, Dead of Night, I should say, is based on an Italian property called Dylan Dog, very, very, very well revered in Italy. And so, going after that market and targeting them, that's a key for us.
You gave me a statistic once, and we're almost out of time, but I want you to repeat this with respect to Dylan Dog, that a popular comic book in the U.S. sells X number of copies, and a Dylan Dog comic book in just Italy sells XX. I want to give that.
That's right. A very popular comic here in the U.S. sells about a little over 100,000 copies a month. In Italy alone, Dylan Dog sells over 900,000 copies on a monthly basis.
Amazing. And
has been doing it for over 20 years. Incredible following. I will say was one last thing. The Benelli Library from which Dylan Dog comes, just given us an extension on another property called Nathan Never. Nathan Never has again a very, very large following. We're looking at moving that into the development phase as well. So a lot of great stuff happening.
That's fantastic. Glad to catch up again. PDOS is the stock symbol. Platinum Studios. Give us a call for more information. 888-259-4449. Brian, always good to see you.
Thank you, Don.